Diaz has been playing Vicky on One Life to Live for 31 years. Take a look.
No matter what we go through it together.
You don't want Vicky for an enemy.
I have breast cancer. I'm having a mastectomy. You are and always will be my child.
What have I ever given you outside of grief?
A brother. You're the absolute best risk I ever took.
Please welcome back to the show, Erika Slezak.
Rosie, how do you follow an Eli?
I know. Is he too funny? He comes into my office every day, sits down on my couch, and has like a 45-minute conversation. And when I go, Eli, you know what? I have to go. He goes, did you ever notice that Bubbles quote? You know, he comes up with, and he's two.
I know. Adorable.
I know.
It's so cute.
Adorable.
My father always told me never work with kids and never follow them.
That's true. That's true. He's very, very cute. Your kids, how are your kids? They're good?
My kids
they're
are
adults.
fabulous.
Yeah, they're
Michael graduated from college. He's looking for a job.
No kidding.
Marketing and finance, anybody.
Yeah.
And Amanda spent the semester in Florence, in Italy. What, studying shopping, you know.
Yeah.
She's supposed to learn Italian and Italian art and Italian opera, which she really enjoyed. But there was a lot of shopping in between. She emailed me a lot.
Really?
And she's saying, I bought the cutest. Oh, wait till you see it. I don't know how she's going to get this stuff home.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I'm not a big shopper, but for the people who do, they say Italy is the best.
It's fabulous.
Fabulous. Have you been? You like to shop?
Yeah, we took her over, actually, in January.
Right.
We spent a week there. And we ended up buying paintings. We bought 4 paintings. And a couple of things because our suitcases didn't come for 3 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's okay. I mean, you can shop. It's Florence. You can shop.
You know who's addicted to shopping? Penny Marshall.
Oh, I've heard you say that.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't like to shop, really.
I don't either. I would rather do anything than go shopping.
Yeah,
to me, I will never try on anything.
No.
I'll buy it. I'll bring it home. If it doesn't fit, I'll leave it in the closet. I just will leave it there. I can't. You ever buy something and get home and the beeper thing is still on it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That
really annoys me.
Do you try to take it off yourself?
I've learned how to do it.
You have?
Unless it's an ink one, yeah. I'm the handyman at home, and I have tools galore. My husband gives me tools for Christmas. I mean, that's really embarrassing, but he does. And I have this wonderful little tool, and if you work it hard enough, you can get the sensor off without destroying the cloth.
Because I'm always embarrassed to bring it back, because I think they're going to think I stole it.
I know.
Even if you have a receipt, I still would think they stole it. You know. So I
don't like to shop either. I go once a year or twice a year, and I buy an awful lot of stuff. So when they see me coming, they go, oh, here she comes, great.
Right.
And then I just have it all sent home, because I really don't like it. It's a waste of time.
It is. You're still out on the island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we bought an apartment in New York.
You did?
We have a cute little apartment in town, a little pied-à-terre. And so that, you know, when we're in town having dinner with friends, or when we go to the theater, because I love to go to the theater and the opera, we don't have to drive all the way home and then get up early and come all the way back into town again.
Well, you never told me before that I read in the notes that your dad won a Tony Award.
Yes, he did. He was in a wonderful musical called Fanny, which was based on the Marcel Pagnol trilogy. And it was written by Harold Rome and directed by Josh Logan. The music was Harold Rome. And this was in 1955, I guess, 56. And he and Ezio Pinza were the stars. And he won the Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical. And I have his Tony Award at home.
Oh, you do?
I'm very proud of that.
Now, as a kid,
I would want that more than...
Yeah, so would I. As a kid growing up, was it displayed on the mantle, or?
Oh, yeah. It was in his office. He had a wonderful collection he had a funny little office. And he had a big desk and this huge wooden garbage can. I mean, that's what I remember. But he had a mantelpiece on a fireplace that was in his office, and it had all these wonderful little things. He was in a show called My Three Angels on Broadway, and one of the key characters is a pet snake called Adolf, who lives in a little cage. Well, not a real snake, but a wooden snake. And he had Adolf there on the mantelpiece, and he had his Tony Award. And he had some of his father's things, because his father was an opera singer. And he had a lot of stuff.
So did he encourage you when you said, I'm going to do the acting thing? Or?
Yeah, yes and no. At first he went, don't do this.
Right.
And then when he realized I was not about to be dissuaded, he sort of sat down and told me everything bad he could think about the business. You know, and he said to me, I can help you a little bit. I can open a door for you here and there. He said, but between 8:30 and 11 at night, you're on your own. And that's, in those days, the curtain on Broadway went up at 8:30. Right. And he was quite right. And then when he realized I was serious, he said, okay, but you have to have training. And he then specifically went and found out about really good schools, and I auditioned for the Royal Academy in London, and I was accepted there, and so I went to school there.
So you went there?
Yeah. Oh, it was
So you
fantastic.
studied the Royal Academy?
Oh,
wow.
yes, I came back with a raw voice.
No
Oh,
kidding.
God, yes, yes,
and you
yes.
did Shakespeare and everything?
Oh, yeah, all classics there. No, RADA at that time was kind of old-fashioned because they didn't want to acknowledge the existence of television. I mean, this was in the 60s.
Right.
Television was very much around. And they said, no, we're training theater actors. I came back with a British accent so thick I couldn't lose it for 3 years. But it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience. And then, and I learned theater, and I learned television, and, you learn everything.
That's like the place to go to study acting is the Royal
it still
Academy.
is.
It still
it's
is,
a wonderful school. Their school was only as good as its teachers, and we had fabulous teachers.
Now, when you got the job on One Life to Live, did you think to yourself, I'm going to ride this as long as I can? Because
yeah.
You did.
Oh, yeah.
Right away, you said.
Oh, yeah. Well, I figured they're going to figure out they made a mistake within a couple of weeks, and they're going to fire me.
Yeah.
And then I won't have to worry about it. I had never been on television in my life until the first day.
And your first day of work, nobody knew that you had been hired, right?
No. I replaced a girl who had actually replaced the original actress, Jill Spencer, who had played Vicky for about 2.5 years, and she was replaced by another actress who apparently was not happy, and they weren't happy with her, and we were starting a whole new story. So they called, and I auditioned in secret, in a room. I mean, it was so hush-hush. And when I finished the audition, they looked at me and went, oh, thank you very much. And I thought, okay, that's it. My career in television is dead. And I left, and they called later and said, can you start tomorrow? And I went, yeah, sure. And I showed up the next day, and nobody knew who I was. And I said, oh, hi, who are you? And I said, oh, I'm Erika Slezak. I play Vicky.
Right.
And they all looked at me and said, no, you don't. No, you don't.
Our friend, what's her name? Yeah.
And I said, well, I think I do, actually. I didn't know anything about the show, because they didn't tell me I was replacing somebody.
And you didn't watch
I would
it?
have felt guilty. No, I'd never seen it. I had just come back from doing rep, actually. I was playing Desdemona in Buffalo in the winter, and they don't have reception there. I mean, it was a bad winter in Buffalo. No, I had never seen the show,
So you'd never seen it?
No, I didn't even know who I was playing.
And have you ever, at any time during the last 30 years, thought to yourself, maybe I'll go try another show, or maybe I'll go try to do movies, or you just always knew this was great for you?
You know what? It's been the best job for my lifestyle. I would love to do other things. I would love to do a Broadway show. I did a nighttime television movie. But my life at home was very important, and I know you understand that. Right. My kids were very important to me. It was important that I get home at night, I cook dinner, we do homework, my husband was there. I didn't want to have kids and then hand them over to somebody else to be raised. Right. So this job afforded me that. Yeah. I didn't have to travel. I got home by, usually a normal hour. ABC was wonderful to me all the years. I had every field day off. I never missed a school play. The only thing I couldn't be was class mother. That's not the worst thing in the world.
Exactly. That's not so bad. You're responsible for the cookies and napkins.
Yeah. And you have to get up at 5 in the morning and begin the chain of phone calls to say, it's a snow day.
Exactly right.
So if I didn't do that,
well, now, how many Emmys have you won as Vicky, Nikki?
I have 5.
You have 5 Emmy Awards, Erika Slezak. I'm glad you're
coming up.
It's been a good run. It's been a good run.
Yeah. We're going to miss you, Rosie.
Well, you know what? I'm going to be watching you. I get to tune into all my towns again. Because, for the last 6 years, I've been off my ABC soaps, and I've missed them. But now I'll be back. I'll be watching again.
We're going to miss you a lot.
Well, tell them to write me in.
Okay.
I'm available.
Okay.
Ace's illegitimate granddaughter from New York.
I like that.
All right?
My husband said to tell you you look like the Mona Lisa.
I love your husband.
I do too. Thank you.
Tell him that. If he's ever bored of you, I'm available. We'll be back with chocolate candy, and that's reason to stay.